Hey, y'all, come look at this.
What's up, Goblin Nation? It's Jabrian back with another video. Now, I'm gonna just tell you right now, I'm never making another suggestion video because my last one did so poorly. Now, obviously I'm joking, but man, they really screwed me over when they released all that new Rell Seas info right when I uploaded. Everyone started uploading videos, so much competition. They dropped so much new info that the people that made videos on it are already behind on some of it. Now, as always, here on this channel, we're going to be doing a bit more of a deep dive, looking at some details in the images in the videos that we've seen and see if we can get any more info out of them. Now, I have no idea how long this video will be because there's so much to get through, but before we get into it, don't forget to like and subscribe and join the Discord in the description if you want to talk about Rell Seas or join our community. And without further ado, buckle in because delicious times are ahead of you. So here they go over some new stuff. You see they got a new boss intro. Apparently this is old, which I think is a good sign because I think a lot of these sneaks will just show us that they've been working like on a lot of things we don't even know about. Like we get some people saying that the game is never coming out or that it's taking them forever, but I mean they're just working on things we don't know. They're just doing more than we would assume. So I don't know, maybe they're pretty fast at actually developing stuff. Sometimes they tell us they're reworking something and then like a week later they're like, yeah, done. Now obviously I am Rell Seas' biggest glazer, so take that with a pinch of salt. You can really tell this one's old because the enemy doesn't even have a model yet. Something that's cool that got confirmed in the post where this was shared was that every boss will have a poster. Now we knew all of them were getting intros, that was revealed a little bit ago, but having a poster is a little cool detail that they said was inspired by the live action, and I think it really shows. Now something I'm really interested in is this glider here. You can see how much mobility you get with the glider that'll really allow you to traverse the map. Now at the top you can see it says exaggerated wind drag. That just means that the amount of height you gain when you go down for speed, it's a little extra than it'll be in the actual game. So you won't be able to fly forever like this, but you will be able to regain some of that height when you go down for speed, and then you go back up, you'll gain some height, but obviously not what we're seeing here. Man, I feel like I repeated myself like 3 times there. So a little interesting thing I found out. So they say that this is months old. I actually look at the date of it. It's like approximately 5 months old. So almost like half a year old. So you can really see how far they've come since then. Now I couldn't tell when this one was made because the name on the file didn't actually say it, unlike the last one. But I mean, you can just see how different it is compared to the previous video. You know, everyone's talking about how we're going to use these gliders to board enemy ships. But could you imagine having like a crew just lining up so many ships that you can just jump from ship to ship using gliders and then don't have to actually sail to islands? I wonder how fast that would be, or maybe you would just be faster using the boat. Who knows? Oh man, that dude's getting his ass beat. I've always thought this sound is so satisfying to hear. Plus in the background you can see those blue walls. I think those are part of barrier. Obviously that's just a guess, but it looks just like it. I know in a previous screenshot you're able to see it in the background. And there's like 2 different colored versions, so maybe they haven't decided what they want it to look like yet. So you guys probably don't know this about me, but I really like grappling hooks in video games. They're always so fun to use, and this one looks no different. Actually, if you look in the background, you can see a 3rd color barrier, which is kind of weird. I think the dark blue one looks the best personally. So in this one, I think they were trying to show off how the NPCs render. You can see how they kind of pop in the background. Not everyone really cares about the optimization aspect, but personally I've always thought it was really cool how they like cut corners to make sure all devices can run it. In this case, things don't really render until you get close or look at them. I think they said this is kind of old though, so it should look a little better in the final result. Obviously them popping in like that out of nowhere is a little jarring. Another thing I know people don't appreciate enough is just like all the detail they put in. Like look at how the character model rotates with the ship. Like it just looks so nice. All these little details really make it feel like a fully AAA game, which I think is the first of its kind on Roblox. I wouldn't be surprised if we started getting like ASMR videos where it's just POV, you're on a ship in Rell Seas and then like the music's playing. Maybe some sea shanties or something like that. Now here's a pretty cool image of someone digging up a treasure chest. Now we already kind of knew this was going to be a thing, just the way treasure is, and honestly I don't think anyone's surprised that you can dig up treasure in a pirate game. Like that's the most basic thing ever. I actually think it's so funny that Revolver posted a video titled Rell Seas is unreal, devil fruit farming method found. Like it's something that people discovered and not just a screenshot of someone digging up treasure. No, this idea is actually so funny, I'm probably going to do the same thing in my title and thumbnail. Maybe something like reacting to the new Rell Seas devil fruit farming method and then like a Rell Seas face like pog champing or something. Oh, and before I forget, let's go over the new UI they have for the shipbuilder in Rell Seas. Now, I was a huge fan of the old one, but this new one just looks gorgeous. A really cool detail is that in the water, you can actually see it's like a grid, so you can tell how big things are from far away. And they have these really cool icons on the actual ship to show you where the weapons are. You can see there's a mortar on the top. Now, I don't know if this is the same mortar that we saw them get launched out of in the gliding footage, or if this is like a bombarding mortar that they could use to, like, you know, shoot at land, which I think could be really cool if you're sieging an area. Interesting how the design for the UI went from like paper parchment to like looking like schematics or like blueprints. Now, in case you were living under a rock, Rell's actually released a trailer for movie 3. Except it doesn't really talk about movie 3 and is mostly just development stuff to show how far they've come. So I know a lot of people got really upset about this, but you know, clickbait is clickbait. You gotta do what you gotta do. Personally, I get it. I just kind of wish they were more clear with what they were doing half the time. Anyways, this thing's pretty long, so I'm just gonna kind of go through it real quick and give my thoughts on anything that I think is cool or interesting. Rell's, please let me play as a giant. Please, I'm begging you. Rell's, please, I'm begging you. I'll do anything. Rell's, please let me play as a giant. I really want to play as a giant. Please, Rell's, please. You know what's crazy is that this old CC version of the game actually has better outfits than like 90% of these One Piece games out. Like, some of those games have terrible outfit choices. Like, seriously, tell me some of these weren't drip. Now, something I don't really get here is why are the stat points moving around like that? Was there like an actual system, or is that just a visual thing? I don't really know at all, honestly. Man, this makes me so nostalgic. This is around the time I first started paying attention to Rell's. Before it had just been a couple images, and this is when they finally were like, yeah, we're actually putting something together. Come take a look. I don't know how many of you guys were around back then, but like everyone would make videos with like the same footage of them fighting over and over, like as the background footage. Man, that really takes me back. Man, Phoenix looks so good even then, and I heard they remade the model. I think that's later in this video. Oh, and this dragon, bro, when this dragon scene dropped, everyone went crazy. Especially just like the lighting as they walked out, and the sliding mechanics here are so cool too. Bro, and the shipbuilding, man, it's crazy going through all this. Personally, I know some people aren't a fan of bison, but like when they showed off that bison footage, I'm like, man, this fruit would normally be garbage in any other One Piece game, and just the work they put in really gave me a lot of hope. Like, some of us have like really weird niche fruits that we think are the best, and we want to main them like barrier, and then every other game just makes them so trash that it's not worth it. And Rell's is like the first game to give every devil fruit like the care it deserves. Also, these boss fights are so crazy if you think about it. Every other One Piece game has like enemies that are just humans that are slightly bigger, and then Rell's is out here with like an absolutely massive giant. And I think this is all the new stuff now. Man, that looks so cool. Now, I'm not crazy, right? This is just hockey clashing. I know they're like colliding weapons, so maybe people are picturing like Conker's hockey clashing, but this has been one of the most highly requested things in every suggestion I get. So, you know, you guys can finally shut up. We have hockey clashing somewhat. And finally, we have brand new Phoenix footage. They barely show Phoenix. I know some devil fruit don't get shown at all, but personally, I'm always wanting more Phoenix since this is the fruit I'm trying to go after. Now, I really love how much it just looks like a bird. I always hate when they make the devil fruit look like the character it's based on, so my biggest fear was that they were going to make it look just like Marco from One Piece. It's kind of like how the dragon fruit always ends up looking like Kaido, and I'm just like, man, just make it like a generic, you know, hybrid, you know. I want to, if I'm using dragon, I don't want to be Kaido, I want to be myself with dragon, and that's the same way I feel about Phoenix, so looks great. It's so crazy we're finally seeing this dude actually modeled and doing moves, considering he was teased way back in the final teaser, which obviously wasn't the final teaser, so that's also funny that the name was called that. Seeing that he's an underwater boss, I guess I didn't really think about like underwater combat, like how are you going to dodge and like block and all that. It's pretty interesting. I guess I was kind of just assuming you would be on the ground doing it underwater, but maybe not. This is such a cool boss introduction, but something that kind of confuses me is how is he pulling the sword towards himself? Like, does he just have like telekinesis, or is it like just his sword that's special? This reminds me of that one dog from Elden Ring that you fight in the library. You know, real ones will know which one I'm talking about. Okay, now this next one's pretty interesting because you can see he's attacking the Gecko Moria character, but he obviously doesn't die, so it's not a finisher. So is it like when you break someone's guard, maybe if you parry them you get an opening and it lets you do like a cool finisher move like that? Weird. Is this bird from the anime? I don't recognize it at all, and they've shown it a couple times. Oh, and here we have the boat stuff. I already kind of went over this, but it's cool to see it in a video. Now, we already saw this boss animation intro. This is the one where they introduced the posters, but here's another look at it in case you wanted to see it, or maybe I'm just too lazy to cut it out. Who knows? And of course, we get another look at the gorgeous phoenix. This time it's all lit up so you can fully see the color. I feel like, isn't phoenix mostly yellow in the anime? I think I like that they went more orange in this one. And then here's some more mounts, clothing, bosses. Man, the amount of detail in this city is so cool. Like, just look at the bricks on the buildings, the windows, all of it. Like, this actually looks like a city and not just like empty buildings. Man, I kind of expected the desert to be boring, but knowing they're putting that much work into the city, plus there's a whole casino city, like, that's just awesome. Maybe it's just like a section of the desert city, but who knows? Actually, I know, because the video ended with a map that you can actually look at, and you can see that the whole city is on the right part, and then the casino section is a whole different area on the left. So it looks like it's going to be a whole nother city, which is kind of cool. It is absolutely insane that they're doing an island this big. Like, most games would just do like the small town and then call it a day on the island, but this island has actual a couple cities, which is like so out of the ordinary. Anyways, that's the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed, and if you didn't enjoy, please leave a mean hurtful comment in the bottom below, and I'll cry probably. See you next time. Thanks for watching. Oh man, that dude's getting his ass beat.
Anywho, I'm gonna go to bed, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.